Canada's population just shrank for the first time in decades. Between October and January alone, the country lost over 100,000 people. But this isn't happening everywhere. Alberta is still growing. Moncton is booming. Edmonton just posted 3% growth. The losses are concentrated. Specific cities, specific provinces, and the reasons go deeper than most people think. Here are 10 Canadian cities people are leaving in 2026 and why it matters for housing, rent, and the cost of living. Starting at number 10, Winnipeg. Winnipeg is affordable. That's never been the debate. But affordability alone doesn't keep people. In 2024 and 2025, Winnipeg lost over 7,000 residents to interprovincial migration, mostly to Alberta. Calgary and Edmonton are pulling workers with higher wages, more energy sector jobs, and similar housing costs. What's surprising is that Winnipeg's economy isn't weak. Healthcare, manufacturing, finance, it's diversified. But when the city next door is offering more money for the same lifestyle, people follow the paycheck, especially younger workers without deep roots. Number 9, Hamilton. Hamilton was one of the pandemic's biggest winners. Remote workers poured in from Toronto looking for space. Prices surged. Now the reverse is happening. Home prices have dropped over 8% year over year. Some of those pandemic buyers are sitting on losses. The jobs they moved for, or the remote arrangements that made it work, have shifted. Return to office policies are pulling people back toward the GTA core. And those who stretched to buy at peak prices are now weighing whether to hold or cut their losses. Hamilton isn't emptying out. But the inflow that defined it for 3 years has clearly reversed. Number 8, Kamloops, British Columbia. Kamloops is one of only 2 major metro areas in Canada that actually recorded a population decline in the most recent data. The other one was Toronto. BC as a whole lost over 40,000 residents in 2025. 4 straight quarters of negative population growth. And Kamloops, with its smaller economic base, felt it more than most. Wildfire risk, limited job diversification, and a cooling housing market are all pushing people toward larger BC centres or out of the province entirely. For a city that once attracted retirees and outdoor enthusiasts, the appeal is fading under economic pressure. Number 7, Montreal. This one is complicated. Montreal lost over 6,000 residents to interprovincial migration in 2024 and 2025, and the city's overall growth slowed dramatically from 2.4% the year before to a fraction of that now. Part of this is the national pullback in temporary residents. Part of it is Quebec's language laws, making it harder for some newcomers to stay. But here's what makes Montreal different from Toronto or Vancouver. The city is still relatively affordable, so the people leaving aren't priced out. They're opting out, moving to Ontario for English language job markets, or heading west to Alberta for higher wages. Montreal has a retention problem, not a pricing problem. Number 6, Windsor. Windsor has always been tied to the auto industry, and right now that industry is facing serious uncertainty. Trade tensions, tariff threats, and the slow EV transition are all weighing on manufacturing confidence in this border city. Windsor's population has been volatile for years, growing when the plants are hiring, shrinking when they're not. The current mood isn't panic, but it's cautious. Younger workers especially are looking at Alberta and asking whether a fresh start makes more financial sense than waiting for the next contract cycle. Number 5. St. John's, Newfoundland. Newfoundland has a long history of outmigration. In the 2021 census, it was the only province to record a population decline over the previous 5 years. St. John's still relies heavily on oil and gas. When prices dip or projects stall, the jobs disappear and people follow. What's different now is that Newfoundland's housing market has actually been one of the strongest in Canada. Benchmark prices up over 9% year over year. So people aren't leaving because of housing costs. They're leaving because the job market can't support them. That disconnect, rising prices but falling population, is one of the more unusual dynamics in the country right now. Number 4. Ottawa. This one surprises people. Ottawa has always felt stable. Government jobs, decent infrastructure, good quality of life. But Ottawa just became the first major market outside the GTA and BC to post year-over-year home price declines on its benchmark. And on the migration side, Ottawa is one of only 2 Ontario cities that still gained from interprovincial migration, but the gains are shrinking. The federal government is the largest employer. And with budget tightening, hiring freezes, and contract uncertainty, the pipeline of new workers moving to Ottawa is narrowing. Ottawa isn't bleeding residents, but the growth engine that powered it for decades is losing speed. Number 3. Vancouver. Vancouver lost over 4,600 residents to interprovincial migration in the most recent annual data. That's the second consecutive year of losses after a 10-year streak where Vancouver consistently gained people. The reason isn't a mystery. A detached home here averages over 1.8 million. Condos are down nearly 8%, but still over 700,000. And rent for a 2-bedroom purpose-built apartment sits around $23.60. People are leaving for Calgary, Edmonton and Kelowna. Some are leaving Canada entirely. BC as a province lost over 40,000 residents in 2025. And Vancouver is the epicenter of that exit. The lifestyle is still world-class, but the math doesn't work for a growing number of people. Number 2. The broader GTA suburbs. This isn't one city, it's a pattern. Brampton, Mississauga, Vaughan, Markham. The Toronto CMA lost over 77,000 people to internal migration in 2024 and 2025. That's more than the entire population of Fredericton. And the suburbs are taking the hit even harder than the core. Brampton's economy is closely tied to trucking and logistics, both under pressure right now. Mississauga prices are down over 7%. Vaughan and Markham are seeing the same correction. People who moved to the GTA suburbs during the pandemic for affordability relative to downtown are now discovering that those suburbs aren't affordable either. The outflow isn't slowing, it's accelerating. And number 1, Toronto. Toronto's population dropped by nearly 1,000 people between July 2024 and July 2025. That might sound small for a region of 7 million, but it's only the second time in over 2 decades that Toronto didn't grow year over year. The other time was during the peak of the pandemic. Here's what's driving it. Toronto lost over 12,000 residents to other provinces. It lost nearly 65,000 to moves within Ontario. And the net gain from international migration, which used to mask all of this, collapsed from over 339,000 the year before to just 53,000. The condo market is oversupplied. Rents are falling. And a record number of Canadians, over 126,000, emigrated from the country entirely in the most recent year on record. Toronto isn't dying, but it's shrinking. And for the first time in a generation, more people are asking whether it's worth staying than whether they can afford to get in. So here's the pattern. The cities losing people share a few things in common: high housing costs relative to incomes, economic uncertainty in key industries, and a growing sense, especially among younger Canadians, that the math simply doesn't add up anymore. Alberta is absorbing most of this movement. Atlantic Canada got a wave, but it's already slowing. And some Canadians are skipping provinces entirely and heading south. Where would you go if you had to leave your city tomorrow? That question used to feel hypothetical. For a lot of Canadians right now, it's not. Drop your answer in the comments.